You are Super Bowl champions again. Congratulations.
The Vince Lombardi Trophy is staying in Tampa Bay.
The Patriots are Super Bowl champs once again.
Retro.
We need to have a serious conversation about something that I feel like people just don't understand anymore. Everybody loves to overcomplicate winning in the NFL. We argue about weapons, star power, contracts, and who has the flashiest roster. But when you actually look at who makes the Super Bowl year after year, the formula stays pretty simple. You don't actually need the most explosive offense in the league to make the Super Bowl, and history keeps on proving that. Teams win without stacked skill groups, without highlight reel running backs, and without 3 elite receivers on the field at the same time. I'm not saying it hasn't been done, but what matters far more is balance. Having enough offense to score when it counts, paired with a defense that can consistently get stops, and a coaching staff that understands situational football. When you look back at recent Super Bowl teams, the pattern is obvious. The quarterback doesn't have to be perfect for 4 quarters, but he has to be reliable in the biggest moments. The offense doesn't have to dominate every drive, but it has to stay on schedule, and the defense has to hold its ground when the game tightens up. Look at the teams that have actually made the Super Bowl recently. The Chiefs of the past 3 years, the Bucks in 2020, and the Seahawks this year. None of them did it the way people think, and I'm about to break down the actual formula that separates championship teams from pretenders. So if you're a GM watching this, take notes. If you're a fan, prepare to have your mind blown. Let's get into it. Alright, before we get into the specifics, we gotta talk about what I call the Trinity. And no, I'm not talking about the Matrix. To win a Super Bowl, in today's NFL, you need 3 things working in perfect harmony. Number 1, a good quarterback. Number 2, good coaching. Number 3, competent front office. Now notice, I didn't say elite quarterback. I didn't say Hall of Fame coaching. I said good. Because here's the reality. If just one of these 3 things is off, your chances of winning a Super Bowl drops dramatically. Think about it. You got the Chargers with Justin Herbert, elite QB, but the coaching and front office has been suspect for years. What's happened? Nothing. You got the Cowboys. They got talent. They got Dak. They got CD. They got Pickens. But Jerry Jones is the GM, and yeah, we know how that's going. The Saints had Sean Payton, one of the best coaches ever, but when Drew Brees left and they didn't have the QB play, couldn't get over the hump. This is why the Chiefs are so dominant. Mahomes is obviously elite, but Andy Reid is a genius. And the front office is making moves, all 3 working together. That's the formula. Now let's talk about the most important thing that casuals sleep on, defense. I don't care how good your offense is. If your defense can't consistently get stops when it matters, you're not winning anything, period. Look at the 2024 Chiefs. That defense was dominant in the playoffs. They weren't giving up points when it mattered. The Bucks in 2020, that defense was absolutely smothering teams, and as a Packers fan, I know firsthand. They had pressure up front, they had coverage on the back end. Patrick Mahomes was running for his life in the Super Bowl. 2017 Patriots, that defense got the stop against the Falcons when they needed it most in the comeback. And this year's Seahawks, don't even get me started. That defense was making plays all postseason. Here's what people don't understand. You don't need a top 5 offense to win a championship, but you do need a top 10 defense that can show up in the big moments. Because in the playoffs, when the pressure's on, a team that can get one stop at the right time usually wins. For example, if you look at 2021, when the Packers were looking like an easy Super Bowl contender, Super Bowl winner actually, and then they go up against the defense like the 49ers, and the 49ers dogged that game, mucked it up, and what happened? Packers lost on a game-winning field goal. Your offense can stall, your QB can have an off game, but if your defense can get you the ball back, you still got a chance. Okay, here is where I'm gonna lose some of y'all, but stick with me. You do not need 3 elite weapons to win a Super Bowl. You just need 1 reliable target. That's it. Everybody wants to build a super team on offense. We need the best receiver, the best tight end, the best running back. Nah, you need 1 guy your QB can trust when the game is on the line. For example, Travis Kelce for the Chiefs. Is he elite? Absolutely. Do the Chiefs have a stacked receiver room? Fuck no. They won with guys like MVS and Kadarius Toney making plays. Role players. The Patriots won with Julian Edelman, but then they had other role players like Sonny Michel showing up. Look at the running back position. Y'all think you need Derrick Henry or Christian McCaffrey? No, the Chiefs won with Pacheco and Kareem Hunt splitting carries. The Bucks won with Leonard Fournette, and don't even get me started on Lenny. These aren't household names we're talking about, they're just reliable role players. Here's the secret, you need 1 guy who's going to be there when you need him, a security blanket. For Tom Brady, it was Gronk. For Mahomes, it's Kelsey. For Stafford, it was Cup. After that, you just need guys who can execute the game plan. You don't need to pay everybody $25 million. You need competent players who know their role. Let's talk quarterbacks, because this is where the narrative is all wrong. Your QB doesn't need to throw for 400 yards and 5 TDs every game. They need to get timely points and not turn the ball over. Look at the 2024 Chiefs playoffs. Mahomes wasn't putting up video game numbers every game, but when they needed a drive, he delivered. That's what matters the most. The Seahawks this year. Darnold wasn't out there trying to be a hero every play. They managed the game, made smart decisions, and let their defense do the work. Here's the formula. Your QB needs to be good enough to put together 2 to 3 scoring drives when the defense is playing well. That's it. If your defense is getting stops, and your QB can give you about 17 to 24 points, you can win a championship. Everyone's obsessed with QBs putting up video game numbers, but championship QBs understand when to take their shots and when to just get the chains moving. Here's the part that front offices keep messing up. Stop chasing big names. The best teams in the NFL draft well and develop players. They don't blow their limited cap space on free agents who had one good year. Look at how the Chiefs build their team. They draft solid guys in the middle rounds who can play, like Creed Humphrey for example. They're not out here trading first round picks for washed stars. They're developing their own talent. The Seahawks have been doing this forever under John Schneider. Find value, develop it, move on when it's time. The Patriots dynasty, they had some stars, but they had a system and they plugged in guys who fit that system. They didn't need pro bowlers at every position. They just needed guys who could execute. This is why the teams like the Cowboys struggle to sustain success. They chase names, pay big money, and then they can't build depth. One injury and the whole thing falls apart. Championship teams have depth. They have a next man up mentality, and you can only get it through good drafting and good player development. So let's recap the real formula to winning a Super Bowl. Number 1, get your trinity right. QB, coaching staff, and front office all needs to be solid. Number 2, build an elite defense that can get stops when it matters. Number 3, get one reliable weapon for your QB. You don't need 5 superstars, just one security blanket. Number 4, find a reliable running back who does their job. It doesn't need to be flashy. Number 5, your QB just needs to get timely points, not break records. And the final point, you need to be able to draft well and develop well. Stop chasing big names. If you can do all these things, you got a shot. Miss on even one, and you're going to be watching the Super Bowl from your couch with your girl. That's the formula. That's how it's done. Stop overcomplicating it.